This is a video on how to find the interior angles of a polygon. So 3 things. What is it? How do you find it? I'm going to teach you 2 methods and about 2 things. Sum of interior angles and each interior angle. And finally some example questions. So the very first thing is, what is it? Well, you're trying to find the total angles or total degrees inside a regular polygon. And a regular polygon is really just a closed side shape with equal angles and equal sides. So picture a perfect shape, but just with different sides. So how do you find it? So this is my method 1. Basically, you have this formula right here, triangles times 180 degrees. Well, each triangle is 180 degrees, and you get it from there. But how many triangles are there inside the shape? Well, you pick a reference point. In this case, you pick the top one, and you generate, well, 1, 2, 3. 3 triangles, and you times it by 180 degrees, you get 540, and that's the total degrees inside this shape. 540. So the second way is this, second method. Well, instead of actually counting how many triangles there are, instead try to count how many sides there are. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and meaning the number of sides, you subtract by 2 and you times by 180 degrees. So eventually you end up with the same thing. 3 times 180 times 540 degrees, and that's basically it. So now I need to teach you about to find the degrees to each interior angle. So how do you find it? Well, notice how this is the same shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we kind of previously did this, and we found out this whole entire thing is 540. So what we do is we gotta take 540, divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles, and we end up as 108 as our total degrees for each interior angle. Each interior angle. So just a way to really check is if you take this, you times by 5, you get 540, then you know you're on the right track. So here's some example questions. Pause if you want to have. Okay, so here are the answers. I kind of did the second way. So I counted the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the very first question states, find the sum of the interior angles. So I have 6 sides, I take away 2, and I get 4. And I take 4 times 180 degrees, and I get 720. The next one is to find the degrees to each interior angle. Well, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm going to take my total, divide by 6, and I get 120 degrees. Similarly with this one, if I count the number of sides here, I'm going to get 10, and 10 take away 2 is 8, so 8 times 180 degrees is 1,440 degrees. If I were to then find the degrees to each interior angle, I'll take my total, divide by how many there are, which is 10, I get 144 degrees. So as a summary, there are 2 methods. The very first method is count the number of triangles inside the shape and use a reference points, and then you multiply that number by 180 degrees. The second method is you take the number of sides, subtract 2, and then you multiply by 180 degrees. Realistically, if you could see how many triangles there are, you use the very first method. But the second method actually works for all sides, so you might get a 20-side shape, a 40-side shape, and you're not going to sit there and count how many triangles there are. So what you do is you use the second method. And lastly, each interior angle. It's really just a total that you got from either method, and you divide it by the number of angles inside the shape. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any questions, please leave some questions on the comment section. Thank you.